everybody? Welcome back to another episode of Oh Shoot. I'm your host, Cassidy Lynne, and thanks for listening to another episode. Happy Monday. I'm so glad to be back to have you guys here, and thanks for listening. I'm excited for today's episode. As always, I've got lots to say. We've got lots to discuss, and today we're talking about TikTok. It's one of those topics that I personally love to talk about. Some people hate TikTok with their entire being. And I just want to let you guys know that can never be me. I love TikTok. I am TikTok's number one fan. If there's no fans left, I am not alive, because TikTok for me is it's my main source of entertainment. The other social media apps I have do not give me the same sense of entertainment that TikTok does. So today I wanted to talk to you about TikTok strategies. We're going to talk about how you can be successful on TikTok as a photographer. So yeah, we've got lots to talk about today. Let's see. Are there any life updates to give you guys, or work updates? Well, here's one for you. I have been so excited to go to New York Fashion Week. When I'm recording this, I haven't gone yet. I don't know when this episode goes out, so I don't know if I've gone yet or not. And if I've talked about it, I don't think at this point I probably won't have talked about it yet. But I'm so excited to photograph. I'm photographing 2 shows. I'm so excited for it. I'm actually planning my outfits for it. Me and my sister sat down, I think it was a couple days ago, and we just on Canva planned out all of our outfits. We've got an outfit for the day. We've got an outfit for when we're shooting. So we're really locked in. We want to make sure we show up and just, be our best selves. So it's very exciting. I, of course, am nervous as it's getting closer and closer. I also have an exciting brand trip that I'm going on in the next couple of weeks. At this point, I probably will have already been on the trip, but I'm going on, I think I can say, hopefully, I'm going on the Sony condo trip, which I'm so excited to be on this trip, because I, in the past, have tried to go, and I got invited last year and I literally couldn't go. It was I had a wedding, and I think it was a literal Wednesday wedding or something so obscure, and the trip was over the weekdays that I had this wedding. So I was really bummed I couldn't go. But yeah, I'm so excited to be going this year. I love Sony. You guys know they're my ride or die. It's all my cameras are Sony. So I'm really excited about that. And let's see what else. I have a fun little family update, but I can't share it yet. But when I can share it, I will share it. So yeah, I think that's basically it. Just lots and lots of, editing, working. I have been really diving into my after shoot workflow for editing and culling, just because I feel I just don't love spending a ton of time editing. And a little hack for you guys, if you do use Aftershoot, what I like to do is I like to use their full AI culling system. I like to let it fully cull for me, but then I will take the 4 and the 5 stars and I'll look through just the 4 and the 5 stars and get it down to all of the photos that I want to use. Because I do find that sometimes good photos are in the 4-star category as well. So it took me a little bit to figure that out, but now that I figured it out, it's really helpful to just have that it kind of just sweeps out all the bad stuff that you wouldn't use anyway. And then it just kind of leaves you with the good photos that you still have to sort through a little bit, but yeah, it's not going to be perfect. Okay. Anyway, let's get into the episode. I'm recording in my new podcast studio. If you're watching on YouTube, we've got a fun little setup here. I have fresh hydrangeas from my house sitting next to me in a vase, and I'm drinking a chai. Delicious. Okay. let's get into it. Here is how to use TikTok as a photographer. So first I want to address a question that I feel like a lot of people are probably going to have before we get like super deep into it. Is TikTok getting banned? Because this has been a thing, right? Like it's not so much super prevalent anymore because it was like a thing, and now it's like it has to go through like different stages in like the judicial system. I have no idea. Like whatever it is, like a law to get passed. I don't know. It has to go through the different stages. So is TikTok going to get banned? Personally, I still feel like we are TikTok strong. Like there's not a ton of people like leaving TikTok, I feel like, because of it. So I still feel like TikTok is a very important app, an important platform that a lot of people are using. So before you listen to this episode and you're like, oh, well, I don't even need any of these tips because TikTok's getting banned and I don't care. Not true. I mean, it could get banned, so it could be true, but like for right now, not true. Okay. It's a very, very helpful app. So let's talk about why you should use TikTok. Why is it going to be beneficial for you as a photographer, as a business owner, as someone who wants to grow, get more bookings? That's the thing I've noticed about basically every single time I do like an advice column or ask you guys what you want more episodes on. It's always like, I want more bookings. I want more clients. How do I get there? And I'm giving you guys one way to get there right now in this episode. So why should you use TikTok? Number one, it's going to help you get shown to a new audience that isn't on any other platform that you use. So this is a big benefit to using multiple platforms in your marketing strategy because not every single audience is on every single platform. I think about Charlie. He really only uses Facebook. Okay, guys. So his marketing is on Facebook. Like the people that are trying to market to him, get him to buy things, are putting ads on Facebook. If I were selling, I don't know, what's something that Charlie would like a pair of like jeans or something. I don't know. If I'm selling jeans and I want to hit someone that's like Charlie in my marketing, I need to figure out, okay, what app are they on and how can I market to them on that app? And you really have to think about where your audience is. And a lot of people that are getting married, people that are doing senior photos and want their senior photos done, people that are, I would say maybe not necessarily families, but I feel like every other niche that exists out there, even businesses and corporations and brands are on TikTok. I think about someone like Miles Levitt, I think how you say his last name. I did an interview with him a while ago, but he said that literally Kevin Jonas saw his video on Instagram. And that's how he got the gig to work with the Jonas Brothers. And now he's shooting for Olivia Rodrigo. Okay. Think about what like your audience on TikTok. It's a completely different audience than your audience on Instagram. You never know who is going to be on TikTok, and someone that's on TikTok might not have Instagram. So you want to make sure you're not putting all of your eggs in that one platform basket. Another reason why you should use TikTok, because it's easy to recycle content that you're already making for Instagram. So it's kind of like a no-brainer. It's an easy 30-second add-on to your workflow. If you're already making Instagram reels, which I'm pretty sure a lot of you guys are, that's what I love about you guys. Any person that I feel like books a mentorship with me or I talk to, you guys are pretty active on reels. I feel like a lot of people are understanding, okay, reels are important. So if you're already making reels, plop them over onto TikTok. It's really not hard at all. We'll get into that in a minute. Another reason why you should use TikTok, surprisingly, a lot of luxury clients are on TikTok. It's going to sound strange, but someone that's willing to book a photographer and fly them into their wedding most likely is going to discover that photographer on a social media platform. It's almost like they become one of your followers and your fans and they love your work. And that type of person is willing to bring a photographer in from anywhere. And you know, that's going to be a great way to book travel weddings, travel shoots. Luxury clients are on TikTok. Believe it or not, they really are. A lot of luxury clients go to TikTok for inspiration. A lot of weddings that we think are high-end and luxury as photographers, it's inspo that is pulled from TikTok. It's actually kind of crazy, but that's going to be a great way to break into that market is going on TikTok and posting. Another reason to use TikTok, it helps you understand trends and it helps you catch them ahead of time. In my opinion, I think that a lot of trends originate on TikTok. I think that's kind of like the birthplace of a lot of the trending audios that you see on Instagram and other places, YouTube. Like, I think truly it starts on TikTok. So if there's no other reason for you to be on TikTok, if you're not even posting on there, have the app just so you can see what's trending, what's popular, music wise, video style wise, what are people saying? What are the edits that people are making? Those are important things to notice. So that's another great reason to have TikTok. And kind of along the same lines, TikTok is the best place to see and observe how videos go viral and why videos go viral. I do feel like TikTok is kind of like it's the testing place. Like, it's where we're testing and it's where people are trying out new things. There's a lot of trial and error on TikTok. Whereas I feel like on Instagram, you're kind of getting the refined content over there. If you follow creators that are on TikTok, but they're also on Instagram as well, you'll find that you get much more content over on TikTok from them because that's where people are trying out a bunch of video types, seeing what works, and then the best video makes its way over onto Instagram. Okay, so now that I told you guys why, we're going to get into a little bit of just all of it. We have content pillars, consistency. Oh my gosh. Like, so many different things that we're going to talk about. I have like a plan and a layout that I'm going to give you guys, like a schedule, how to film the content, batching, finding audios, creating a posting schedule, tips. What do you do if you don't see growth right away? So this is going to be a lot. I'm taking another sip of chai. I feel like I have to announce that because I don't want you guys to think I'm just over here like slurping or like not, saying anything. Like, I'm just taking a quick break, but I'm really not. Hold on real quick. There's nothing worse than like when your ice melts and then my chai is watery. So I'm trying to like get some of it while it's fresh. Okay. First thing is consistency when it comes to TikTok. 100%. I am not lying to you guys right now. This is like proven. You don't see success if you're not consistent with it. Like, seriously, if you want to see a successful business grow from your TikTok, you have to be consistent. I'm not saying you can't go viral. Like, you can be inconsistent and still go viral, but success in my mind when it comes to the TikTok platform does not equal a viral video. It equals creating revenue and meeting your goals because of your TikTok. That is what success is in my head. And it should be in your head too. Don't be so focused on views all the time that you lose track of like, why am I doing this? Because one client booked me from TikTok. That is 100% worth the time and effort that you put into it. So keep that in mind. Growth is not going to come overnight. And with TikTok, I do feel like people expect very quick growth, and I just don't think that's really the case. I do think there are some accounts that kind of hit the jackpot, hit the lottery, and they just grow super quickly. But what you don't see is the behind the scenes of sometimes these creators are posting for years consistently with only getting a couple hundred, maybe a couple thousand views every single video, and it just doesn't hit until it does. And then all of a sudden they grow super quickly, but it's like what you don't see is the consistency that they put behind it. So it's not going to come overnight. personally, I have grown from being consistent over the past 4 years. I really have not had a moment of like, oh, this video went viral, I got a bunch of followers. This video went viral. It really has been the slowest of growths over the past 4 years. But honestly, I wouldn't have it any other way because I feel like my content is what my audience wants. And so I'm not trying to go viral. I'm just trying to feed my audience. I'm trying to like, create an audience of people who maybe become a customer or become a client eventually. Okay. That's the goal in it. Another thing, when it comes to consistency, you don't want to follow someone that posts a bunch and then all of a sudden just ghosts for like 5 months and doesn't post anything. I hate that. I hate when I follow an account and I love their content and then all of a sudden they disappear off the face of the planet and I don't get any content from them. And then 2 years later, I forgot I followed them. And then they pop up on my feed and I'm like, oh, I forgot I followed them. I'm going to unfollow them because I haven't seen their content in 2 years. So don't be that person. Be the content creator that you like to consume content from. That I feel like is the easiest framework to follow. Think of yourself as a consumer. What do you like? And use that as a guideline, as an outline for then what you're going to post, the type of content you're going to post, how you're going to do it, how often you're going to post. Just think about your favorite creators. What do they do? And then you do that because that's what you like as a consumer. So be the influencer that you love, be the content creator that you love. That's going to be my best advice for you. So when it comes to TikTok, I think it's very important to have content pillars. And I do think this is for basically every social media platform. If you're going to be creating short form content, it's good to have a plan. It's good to know what types of videos do we create? What types of videos do well? And basically, you're going to figure that out through trial and error, but we're going to start with these content pillars. So the goal of TikTok for you, what is the goal of it? That's what I want you to think about. Do you want to book more clients from it? Do you want to gain more of a community? Do you want to book more travel from it? You can have multiple goals, but what's the end goal here? Okay, that's what you have to think about when we're going into these content pillars. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I have 7 different types of videos for you to create, which is kind of content pillars. But first, when it comes to actual content pillars, it's not just types of videos. It's, okay, what's the topic of your video? So I want you guys to think about what are the pillars of your content? What is it that you mainly show? I'm going to just throw some content pillars out there. Posing. If you're really good at posing and directing, that's going to be one of your content pillars. Styling. If you're really good at styling shoots, if you're good at creating outfits, creating that whole vision, that's another one of your content pillars. Maybe you're so good at maybe you're like luxury photography, luxury clients, luxury weddings. That's your thing. That's another content pillar. Okay. So those 3 right there. Think about your own. What are your own content pillars? Could be anything, but if you're having a hard time figuring this out, look back on your current content and figure out what do you currently post about, like what are the topics, and then think about your goals as well. What do you want to get out of TikTok? That's another thing. If you want to become an educator, one of your content pillars should be photography education. If you want to book more luxury clients, one of your content pillars should be luxury weddings. So 7 different types of content to post to TikTok. First type of video you can post is an educational video. So this is going to be anything that educates your audience on literally any topic. It's good to stick to your content pillars, but also you can branch outside of those content pillars as well. A few educational video ideas for you guys. Tips for clients, tips for wedding planning. So I think of like people who are like, if you're getting married, I'm a luxury wedding photographer, and here are some wedding planning things that are going to help you create a more luxurious experience for your guests. Okay. That's just a tip video. But what we're talking about is how can you plan your wedding in order for your guests to have a good experience? And you're coming to them from this professional perspective of someone who's been in the industry, understands weddings. So that would be an example of like a tip for wedding planning video. Tips for photographers, educational videos. That's, its own thing. Tips for planning shoots. These videos, everything I'm listing, they're going to typically be talking videos, whether that's talking to the screen, whether that's a voiceover. You could just like put words on the screen if you don't want to talk, although I do think talking and voiceovers is going to be your best bet for keeping engagement. Also try a green screen for educational stuff. And honestly, just in general, a green screen is very engaging. So if you have a photo behind you of like a luxury wedding, think about like, okay, if I green screen this, how much more engaging is it? Because, you've got this picture behind you. And as someone that's a consumer, all I'm thinking about is how does that photo tie into what I'm about to say, what this person is about to say. I want to know, why are they green screening? Why is there a photo they have to show me? What are they going to explain about the photo? So it's a very engaging tactic. And I think it's very popular, and it does really, really well on TikTok. Make sure that your audience knows exactly the topic of your video. So this is on the topic of educational videos on TikTok. Make sure that your audience knows exactly what the topic of the video is going to be and the benefit that they're going to get from the video right away. This is important because you do not want people to swipe away. I feel like TikTok has the lowest attention span out there. So we really want to make sure we're hooking our audience, okay? Another type of video that you can post is an inspirational video. So think of like sharing your photography story. Think about sharing a client story. Maybe you encourage other photographers. Maybe you encourage clients. Maybe you show glow ups of your work. Like, this is what I used to shoot like. This is what I currently shoot like. So we've got educational videos, inspirational videos. Next, we have entertaining videos. So you can use funny audios, you can do skits, you can do relatable photographer things, relatable client things, sarcastic videos. You can do CapCut templates. I think along this idea of like entertaining videos, when it comes to the style of the video, feeling like you're on FaceTime with someone is a very interesting strategy, and it does really, really well on TikTok. I find that on my For You page, sometimes I can't even find a trending audio. It's just people talking to the camera, and I keep swiping, and that's all I see. And it's interesting because right now, as the iPhone has become so popular, FaceTime has also become really popular, with COVID and Zoom and everything, and how Zoom was really popular during COVID. It's kind of turned into FaceTime, and how people are always FaceTiming each other. It's like, well, if I can't be there in person, we're just going to FaceTime. And I think it's really popular with long distance relationships, with long distance family members, to FaceTime them, right? And because of that, I think people are so used to FaceTime. So now when a content creator goes and is recording themselves as if they're FaceTiming, that in and of itself is a type of video that really resonates with people, because that's what people are used to. I think of, I follow Joe Jonas on TikTok, and he will just hold his camera and walk around the streets of New York City, and he'll just be talking to the camera and just saying stuff. And all you could see in the comments are, I love how it feels like I'm on FaceTime with you. I love how it feels like we're friends. Like, that's the kind of relationship you want to be creating with your audience. And I think on TikTok specifically, that style of video is just so important. It does really well. The only thing worse than taking too many photos while you're shooting is getting home and then having to edit all of them. Here's some ways to speed up your editing workflow without losing any quality in your work. Today, I want to introduce Aftershoot Edits 2.0. You can experience the most consistent edits straight out of Aftershoot. One of my favorite things about Aftershoot is their upgraded white balance and exposure AI models. Even if your lighting varies during your session and you have a lot of drastic changes, Aftershoot's able to instantly fix any blown out highlights, murky shadows, and overall, this feature allows you to have balanced photos no matter what your lighting conditions were. Another way to speed up your editing workflow is by using AI masking in Aftershoot Edits 2.0. This feature allows you to selectively edit your images through masking. With AI masking, Aftershoot can automatically select your subjects and adjust them to really make them pop in your image. Another great way to save time while you're editing is to use Aftershoot's advanced cropping and straightening. This tool allows you to customize and select any aspect ratio, and it even automatically crops in your photos so that the focus is more on your subject. It also can automatically straighten your photo, which is going to save you so much time in the long run. Say goodbye to spending way too much time editing your photos and use Aftershoot Edits 2.0. Aftershoot has an exclusive offer for all OShoot listeners, so go to the link in the description of this episode to find out more. Thank you guys so much for watching, and now back to the show. Okay, moving on. Okay, educational videos, inspirational videos, entertaining videos, and then we've got trending videos. So this is just kind of hopping on whatever trend is popular and applying it to your niche. So if there's an audio that's popular and one of your goals is to grow in more luxury weddings and get more luxury clients from TikTok, how can you take that trending audio and apply it to your niche of luxury weddings, luxury wedding photographer? So pay attention to what sounds and what trends the big creators are using. If you want to create a trending video, but you just don't know like what's actually trending right now, go to some of the creators that are bigger that you like to follow, have like big followings. Look to see what they're doing. What audios are they using? What are they doing? Because ultimately, sometimes they create the trends. Other times they follow the trends right away because that's what their profile is based off of. So that would be a really good way to kind of do your trend research. Another type of video that you can post is a behind the scenes video. So this is very easy for photographers to do because it's low maintenance. All you have to do is get the content from when you're shooting and then you put it over onto TikTok. This is a great way to show your process, your posing, how you talk to clients. I actually just did a phone call with someone this week, and the girl was like, I found you on TikTok and I saw the video of you on the beach talking to your couples and, directing them and stuff. And then I went on your page and I loved your work and I fell in love with your work. And that's why we're on the call right now, is because that's how I found you. And it's not like that video got a ton of views, guys. Like it got 10,000 views maybe, which for a smaller creator, that might be a large number. For me, that's like not huge. So I just want you guys to know, like, it's the videos that you don't necessarily expect to make an impact. Like it didn't go viral. It maybe didn't even get a lot of comments. This girl probably didn't comment. But what it did is it prompted her to look more into my work. And then because of that, she booked a call with me and wants to hire me for a wedding. So behind the scenes videos, it's a great way to show your process. It's a great way to give posing tips. It's a great way to show, kind of like your process, but then also show the results as well. This is something that I've been teetering back and forth with, showing the results or not showing the results from a shoot. Sometimes I think if you don't show the results, it forces someone to go to your profile and look for the results. Other times, I think it makes people mad at you if you don't show the results. So I think it's kind of like a back and forth thing. But if you are wanting to use TikTok as a way to show people your work and showcase your work, a behind the scenes video and then showing the photo right after you put the couple in the pose and everything, showing that end photo, oh, sorry, I'm literally choking. It's a great way to just kind of build that credibility and show off your work. So behind the scenes videos, we also have your work in video form. this is kind of like a niche. I guess like the way that I phrase this is kind of weird, but basically a type of video you can do is showing your work within a video. So find unique ways to showcase your work. So an example would be like you just film a quick clip of you like looking at your computer really excited, right? Because you're like looking at your photos, and then you quickly like clip over and it's a bunch of your photos from a shoot. And you're like, let's say the on-screen text is something along the lines of, when you shoot the dreamiest beach couple session. Okay. And then you show the photos for it. That would be a unique way to showcase your work in video form. It's almost like an inspo video if you think about it. So another example or another idea would be 5 color palettes for 2025 weddings. So let's say the first clip is just like a video you took of a bridal party at a wedding. Okay. And it's like a cute color scheme or whatever. And then after that quick clip and you introduce, and on screen it says like 5 color palettes for 2025 weddings, then it's going to flash a bunch of your photos and it's going to be like blue and white. And then it's going to be like yellows and satin. And it just like goes through basically all the photos that you've taken. So it's a sneaky way to showcase your work while also giving someone value in the video itself. Another idea would be like reasons you should have horses at your wedding. And then I just like showcase a bunch of photos I've taken of my couple with horses, but you're also like giving that value of telling them why they should do it, right? So I have one other type of video, but let me go back through these video types real quick. Educational videos, inspirational videos, entertaining videos, trend videos, behind the scenes videos, your work in video form. And then the last one is actually not a video. It's doing photo slides on TikTok. So TikTok is pushing photos. And we all knew this day would come because TikTok, like Instagram wanted to be TikTok for a while, and now TikTok wants to be Instagram. It's just how it goes. So photos are being pushed, and I found that I've been getting more photos on my For You page. So an easy way to do photos on TikTok is to recycle your Instagram posts. If you already have an Instagram posting like schedule, a cycle, you're already doing that. The easiest thing to do is take what you're already posting over there and put it over on TikTok. TikTok does like when you add words to each slide. So a lot of the times when you see photos on TikTok, it's like a swipe story. So it's like you're telling a story through photos and you're swiping and there's words on the screen. So that's another idea. So now we're going to talk about making a plan. So we have the video types. Now we're going to make a plan for you guys. So my plan for you is 30 days of posting to TikTok. Okay. And this is very doable. Even though it's busy season, guess what, guys? You have the content right now. You are creating content. I want you to keep creating content and I want you to be posting. Okay. It is booking season. September is when people book for next year. Like it's still far enough in advance that people are booking for 2025 in September of 2024. So we're going to do Monday through Sunday. Monday, you're going to post an educational video. Monday, you're also going to post an entertaining video. So 2 videos on Monday. The reason being TikTok likes multiple videos a day. So if you're able to post multiple videos a day, I always encourage it. An educational video and then an entertaining video on Monday. On Tuesday, you're going to do an inspirational video. What you'll notice here is I am pulling just from all the categories that I mentioned. So I'm just pulling these different types of videos, these different styles of videos, and just bringing them throughout the week. So Tuesday's an inspirational video. Wednesday, we're going to do 2 posts as well. We're going to do another entertaining video, and then we're also going to do a photo slide. What I have found is entertaining videos are usually easier to make. So I typically do more of them in a week. And then my educational videos are a little bit harder because they take a little bit more planning. So I don't do like I'm not doing like 7 educational videos a day. I'm mainly only doing like a couple a week. And then my entertaining videos are the ones that are going to get, they're going to be higher in volume because it's easier to create them. Thursday, you're going to do a trend video and another photo slide. That photo slide can be switched around to maybe Friday instead. If you have stuff going on Instagram on Friday instead or whatever. But basically what we're trying to do is we're trying to post multiple times to TikTok a day, not just one, but twice is what we're trying to do. And we're not going to do it every single day. We're just going to do it a couple of days sprinkled. Okay. Friday, you're going to do a behind the scenes video. Saturday, you're going to do your work in video form. And then Sunday is just going to be an extra video of your choice, whichever you find easiest to create. Maybe you have an idea on like one of the categories, whatever. The week after, so after you do this 7 days, you're going to repeat the video styles that performed well. And then you're going to try new topics in the other video types that didn't do as well. So let's say your entertaining video didn't do super well, but your behind the scenes video did. What we're going to do the next week, you're going to do 2 behind the scenes videos next week instead of just 1. And then your entertaining video, you're going to switch the topic. You're going to edit it differently. You're going to film it somewhere different. Maybe instead of lip syncing, you're going to do a skit. You're going to switch it up, try something a little bit different, and see if that works. So now let's talk about filming the content. So this is all fun and dandy. We can talk about this all day long. But the action behind it, going and filming it, is honestly the hardest part. It really is. So most of the videos in our content pillars and in those video types that I told you guys about, most of those videos are original audios. So the photo slides are something that you can batch in advance. Your work in video form, that's something that also you could batch in advance. Behind the scenes videos, that's original audio. Trend videos are not. Entertaining videos can be, depending on the audio you use. Inspirational videos, those original audio. Educational videos, also original audio. So with that in mind, you want to make sure that the content that you are batching is original audio. If you're going to batch audio or batch videos, make sure it's original audio. Sometimes I will create videos and not have audio on them. So it'll be, let's say it's a behind the scenes video of me shooting, but I'm not including my audio. Instead, what I'm going to do is I'm going to edit it fully with text on screen and everything with no audio. Then when I bring it into TikTok, I'm going to find a song that's currently trending and I'm going to overlay it. And that's just going to be the audio for it. Same with Instagram. When I bring that same video over to Instagram, I'm then going to find an Instagram audio to layer over my silent video. So film all of your videos on Monday, or do like 4 videos on Monday and then like 3 videos on Thursday. So doing bite-sized pieces throughout the week, I find to be the easiest. It's a lot easier to do that than to just do 10 videos in one day, because that is really, really hard. And sometimes I do that and it's horrible. Remember that your trending videos do need to go out ASAP. So if you do film 4 videos in a day, that first video you're going to post, do the trending video. Let's talk about batching content real quick. So when you batch content, remember, batchable content is original audio content. So original audios are going to ensure that your content can be used on all platforms as well, which is a huge bonus to using original audios on TikTok, but also on Instagram. Because if you're talking, that's something that doesn't have copyright behind it, whatever. If you are posting a video onto TikTok, let's say it's that behind the scenes video where we overlaid a trending song. Well, then if you go to post that on YouTube Shorts or Pinterest, ding, 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 there's a copyright because, you used an audio from TikTok and then it pulled and then, so it's better to do original audios if you are batching content and if you're also bringing the content over to other platforms. So what does this mean when you do original audio? a couple of options. Number 1, you can talk to the camera. Number 2, you can also do a voiceover. Number 3, you can do a silent video, but then use a trending audio per app when you go to post. It is very hard to batch trending content. And I think what a lot of people do and don't realize is they batch trends. And then when they go to post it 2 weeks later, it's not trending anymore. And it's like, okay, why did you just post that? Like, it's not trending, but you spent time making the video. So you want to make sure that the time and effort you put into making these videos are actually, worth it. So how to find TikTok audios? This is a question I always get asked. So for me, I will save any audio that sparks inspiration for me. If I am just being a user on TikTok, I'm just scrolling. If there's an audio that I listen to and I'm like, oh, that's a fun audio, I feel like I could use that, I'll just go and I save it. So then when I go to plan my content out, I go into my saved sounds. If I need to do a trending video or if I need to do an entertaining video or whatever, I will go into my saved sounds and that's where I will have the audio. And it sparks inspiration and I'll use that. A lot of the times, if there's like a lip syncing audio that I find on TikTok, I'll record it in the TikTok app and I actually save it and download it from the TikTok app and then bring that audio, the exact same audio, over to Instagram and just like use it there. Save any audios that you notice a lot on your For You page. This is a very easy way to figure out what's trending, what audios are going to perform well. And like I mentioned earlier, to find an audio, go to big creators' pages and see what they're using, because most likely they're going to be using stuff that's trending. So for example, like Chappell Roan is really big right now. So chances are if you use a Chappell Roan song in your video, it's going to perform better because TikTok notices things that, audios that get a lot of videos made to them. Those videos start to get pushed more and more on the For You page because people are watching the videos. So, this is just another random thing that I totally skipped over. Notice like pop culture moments. So that was my Chappell Roan example. I feel like just in the music industry right now, she's blowing up and like Chappell Roan's really popular. So ride that, like use audios from Chappell Roan because that's just a moment in pop culture right now. Other examples would be like if a movie comes out and like it's like a really popular, or like for example, okay, not a movie, let's say like Love Island. Like there's a scene in Love Island where like one song was played and it was a really popular scene. That audio that was used during that scene most likely is going to become trending. So it's just something to think about. Okay, creating a posting schedule. Create a schedule that works for you. It's important to have a schedule though. So what I like to do when I plan out my content, I usually plan my content on like Monday morning, and then Monday afternoon is when I record all the content. And I create a schedule of like, okay, Monday, this gets post, Tuesday, this gets post. Remember, the more that you put into TikTok, the more that you get out of TikTok. TikTok loves attention. It loves videos. So make sure you put effort in because you will get that back. Sync your TikTok schedule with your Instagram. It's very, very easy. It translates over very well. Most things perform very well on both platforms. I like to make my TikToks and post them usually 2 days ahead of whatever I post on Instagram, just so I can see what performs well. So TikTok is kind of like my trial and error space, and then Instagram is where it gets the nice refined stuff that I know is going to perform well. So let's talk quickly. I only have a few more points to make, guys. Don't you worry about like the type of edits that do well on TikTok and like how to edit your videos. So TikTok users like videos that have a lot of quick edits and quick cuts. Okay. So think about, chopping up your videos more. Having a cut within the first 2 seconds of a video is very important. It's very engaging for your viewer to see a cut within the first 2 seconds. I don't know why. It just shows that like your video is going to be interesting because you put time to edit it together. Make a topic sentence via on-screen text within the first 3 seconds of the video. If it's an educational video or something where it's a specific topic or like there's something specific they're going to get out of it, make sure within the first couple of seconds of the video on screen it says that. Or you say it if it's a voiceover or if you're talking to the camera. Having motion right away at the beginning of a video is very important. So if you're doing a posing video, let's say, the first clip that you show, let's have that pose be a motion pose, or let's have there be some exciting motion happening within the first 3 seconds of the video. So I posted this behind the scenes like beach video. The first clip I had, it wasn't in chronological order necessarily, but the first clip was my couple running down the beach and I was running with them. That is motion. That is what is going to catch a viewer's eye. So edit your videos to give people a reason to watch all the way through to the end. So there's a lot of different ways that you can do this. Like getting retention of viewers is like hard, but there's ways that you can do it. You'll see sometimes people will literally say, watch to the end because I'm going to show the results of the shoot at the end. Like that's a way to get people to watch all the way to the end. Make sure you edit your video in a way that keeps people all the way to the end. Okay. So what if you don't see growth on TikTok right away? That is going to be a real thing for a lot of you guys. If you're listening to this and it's really motivating you, I'm so glad, but you might not see growth right away. And here's what to do. Number one, continue to be consistent. Right back to my first point I made in this podcast episode, consistency. Number two, if you're not seeing growth right away, it might be a content problem. It very well could be a content problem. Maybe it's your editing. Maybe it's the photos that you include. Maybe the shoot that you're posting about is not super aesthetic. Maybe the video that you're posting is filmed poorly. Maybe there's poor lighting. Maybe the location that you're filming this stuff isn't great. And I'm thinking even if it's a talking video, do you have a neutral background? Is there anything distracting going on behind you? Does it feel clean? Or is it like the opposite of that? You kind of have to think about that when you're filming yourself. Maybe you took too long in your hook in your video and that's why your video didn't get views. Honestly, I feel like that contributes a lot more to retention and views than people realize. Your hook is quite possibly the most important part of your video. Do not take it lightly. And if you don't see growth right away, revise your content and repeat. That is my best advice. Look at analytics, see what does well, see what gets comments, and repeat. So now I've got some TikTok tips for you to try. Okay, so this is just some fun little miscellaneous things to wrap up the episode. Number one, check your analytics for posting times and your audience insights. I don't know if I've shared this already, but I actually went, this was a while ago at this point, but I went to the Hamptons to shoot a proposal and I had edited like this behind the scenes video that I took. It was kind of like a vlog style, whatever. And I had edited that night because I had just filmed it that day. And I was like, you know what? I'm just curious, like what time my TikTok audience is active. And I looked and most people on my TikTok are active from 11 p.m. to 3 a.m. No idea why. So it was about 11 p.m. and I posted that video, went to bed, woke up. It had like 20,000 views, which is like very unusual for me within the first like 12 hours. It usually doesn't get that many views right away. So I was shocked. And it just goes to show, check your analytics, see what time people are on TikTok. For me, it's people are active on Instagram during the day and then at night people are active on TikTok. Try videos longer than 1 minute. TikTok is really focusing on that right now. Be the first to comment on your own video because this is going to encourage conversation. I've noticed this with a lot of bigger creators. They will be the first person to comment and they'll comment something, maybe poking fun at themselves or just starting conversation, asking a question, whatever, in the comments. Remember to incorporate your personality into TikTok. That's what people love to see. We love a good personality. Try posting multiple times a day on TikTok. We've talked about that. On TikTok, tag your location and hashtag your location. Think about, is it going to be more beneficial for you to do your city or your state? It just kind of depends on where you live. For me, doing my city might be helpful, but my state also might be more beneficial. If you live somewhere like California, you're probably going to want to tag your city, because California is so like widespread. So physically go into the location option on your TikTok and tag a location, because what that's going to do is it's going to show your video to people in that location who have been there or who are going there or people who watch videos from there. If someone's going on vacation there, let's say it's San Diego, if someone goes to TikTok and types in San Diego recommendations, things to do in San Diego, if you have your video tagged in San Diego, you're probably going to pop up in their algorithm at some point, if not within that search. Okay. Reuse your content. Seriously, guys, reuse your content. We do not need to be making things harder for ourselves. Reuse your content across all platforms. And remember, the less perfect your video is, the better. I think when it comes to cuts in your video, you want to make sure there's no like slow moments in your video. So when it comes to perfection, that would be a good thing to perfect, is making sure your video is not slow. But if there's times that you mess up your words or whatever, like you drop your phone, just leave it in there. Honestly, like that is a lot of people's strategies, is making a mistake in a video, because what that does is it gets people to comment and be like, oh, you did this wrong or whatever. And it gets engagement. Okay, guys. Wow. Big episode. I hope you guys liked it. I hope you feel encouraged. I hope you feel ready to just go film some content. I want to see all of you guys on my For You page this week, okay? Thank you guys so much for listening. I hope you liked the episode. Be sure to comment, leave me feedback. Let me know if you guys like this type of content, what type of videos you want to see in the future. Leave me a review, all that good stuff. I will see you guys next week for another episode. Have a great rest of your week.